we had a break for almost like 2 or 3 years. You know, everyone kind of went in a different direction. Myself, I did like a new project where I had my total freedom to do whatever I want to do. And then I realized that I'm not so much as a team player as I thought. You know, and Rammstein is democracy, so everything we do is complicated because democracy is complicated. You know, there's a lot of talking, agreeing, and when we came together, you know, we had like basically 6 different meanings, and everyone was trying to go in a different direction. And it's so hard to actually, if you have 6 captains on a boat, you know, you never know where you arrive. So it is really frustrating, and it's hard to go through that. There's a lot of pain, and I think if you get older, also you kind of losing the age to fight for it. You know, you just want to have your peace and you leave the room, and you're not really resolve any problem. Every time a Rammstein has to make decisions, you know, we kind of frozen almost. So it's really complicated to make any kind of decision because we have so many different ideas and meaning in a band. So and after a while, it's really frustrating to go through that. Because, you know, you're getting older and then you think, you know, I don't want to deal with this anymore, you know. You have your own idea and you're getting tired of certain things. But I always say that as well, and if the result justifies the frustration and the pain that we're going through, I'm always ready to do it again. And we were trying to do something different. So, and Pussy was a song for me that was always like kind of a party song. And I felt like if you can get this song into a different dimension and do something visual with it, that could be really an interesting concept. So I felt like this song could actually polarize, and that's what we did. And I think, like, you know, in music, because you know everything's redundant and you know you do it again, and sometimes it's important to do something different. And so we asked our video director, Jonas Ackerlund, you know, if he could come up with an idea, and then a couple hours later we got an email from him like saying, let's make a revolution, let's shoot a porn. And everyone had a big smile on their face and said, yeah, why not, let's do this. So in the beginning we didn't really thought about any consequences, you know, and what would come out there, but then after, you know, the shooting, which was quite interesting, obviously, we realized, okay, there is some limitation, obviously, because nobody would show it on TV, you know. And then we realized, okay, but on the internet you also couldn't put it because there is some kind of law or whatever. So then we came up with the idea to put it on a porn site. That's the story. Provocation and rock music was always a part of. They always like went really close together, you know, like. People like in the 70s, they had long hair and it was kind of controversial or provocation, and it went along. We are a band, you know, we always were a band, you know, and everything else just came later. I think one of the things that we realized is, like, especially growing up in the East Part, like, and being censored most of our life, that we have kind of a strong feeling about not getting censored anymore. So we want to do whatever we want to do. And provocation is also really, it's a how do you say, it's subjective, you know. It's like, you know, for me, like what for you might be provocative is not really for me provocative. Like to shoot a porn, I mean, it's not really like this controversial for me. One thing that people really appreciate about us, that we never really try to censor us in a way. I think if you lose your natural naivety about your art or what you're doing, then you start to please other people. But the most important thing is that you please yourself in the beginning, because this is the true art. And if you start to think about what other people would think about you or what other people would expect, then you lost already.